Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Have you ever wondered why Africa as a continent is poor? Have you ever asked yourself why Africa is called by the Western world as a hunger-stricken continent or as a dark continent? The continent which is lagging behind. Others say Africa is very rich, yet poor, since it has enormous resources, ranging from minerals, deposits, land, water, labor force, and high population. Others call Africa the sleeping giant. Then why is Africa poor? That is the question we must ask ourselves. Why is Africa poor? That is actually what we are going to dissect about today. But before we do that, I could request you kindly to take a minute or two and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video a like, share the video to your friends, and if your friends are lovers of politics, then request them to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And whenever you subscribe, always remember to hit the notification bell, because once you hit the notification bell, then YouTube will automatically send you a notification whenever we come up with any political content. And for those ones who have subscribed to our YouTube channel, I say thank you and may God bless you abundantly. Now, let us go back to the topic of the day. Have you ever wondered why Africa is a poor continent? Remember, Africa is where man originated from. That means even our civilization, it happened in Africa. Then why is it that in Africa, people are poor? People are hunger-stricken. Africa is quite very rich in natural resources, because in the earth of Africa, we have minerals, we have water, we have enough land, we have highly skilled labor force, we have high population for our natural resources. Then why is the continent very poor? I have tried to ask myself that question severally, but through research and through what I have done, I have found out that Africa is poor because of mainly two reasons. And these two reasons, one follow the other. It is as if these two factors are as brothers. And that's majorly why Africa is poor. We may have other contributing factors, but majorly these are the two factors which has actually made Africa to be a poor continent. One of the factors is slavery, because it's Africa which underwent slavery. Another factor is colonialism. That's another factor which is actually making Africa to be a poor continent. So those two factors, they are as a brother and a sister. Let us say, start with slavery. Poverty in Africa started from the time of slave trade in Africa, robbing African countries of the much needed labor force by taking men and women at their prime and productive age, not only affecting the economical activities then, but also attributing to the poverty experienced in the continent over the years. It is estimated that more than 400 years since over 12 million men and women were forcefully removed from their native land in Africa along treacherous routes and delivered as slave trade in America and Europe. The impact of that historical forced migration continue to shape the continent and redefine the social, culture, economical, and political development of the African people. The impact of slavery trade in Africa is still in progress. The evidence and the historical event played a notable role of the high poverty situation in Africa continent. The living evidence suggested that slavery affected a wide range of important outcomes, including economical prosperity, ethnic diversity, institutional quality, the preference of conflict, trust level, forced female labor, and even practice of polygamy. So that is the first thing which has actually affected Africa to the current situation because of slavery. That's why Africa is poor. And that historical events will actually inflict the pain in Africa for a very long time to come. The second thing which actually is made Africa to be poor is about colonialism. When the colonial people came to Africa, they displaced Africa and took them to reserves, making them to lack what we call the fertile land for them to do agriculture. So, colonialism is the second factor to Africa continent being poor. Colonialism made Africa colonies dependent by introducing a monocultural economy for the territories, labor force, and traders. They forced Africa to work in colonial plantation at a very low wages and displaced them from their land, leaving them poor and landless. The policy of colonial force forced the demise of African industry and created a reliance on imported goods from Europe. Had native industry been encouraged and cultivated by the colonial powers, then Africa could probably be in technological position today, driving poverty away. The exploitation nature of the colonial masters made Africa lose its minerals such as gold, diamond, petroleum, etc., leaving Africa behind politically, socially, and economically. Colonialism began as a result of change in the mode of production in Europe. So, slavery and colonialism are the major factor that led to poverty in Africa continent. What is your take on the above? Please drop your comment in the comment section below. And if this is your first time to bump into this YouTube channel, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit the notification bell, and those who have actually subscribed to this YouTube channel, may God bless you abundantly. Until we meet in our next political conversation. Goodbye.